Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Javi told Leo that Rafe wasn't home when they arrived at his house. Rafe had been busy with his new work, Javi surmised. Leo requested that Javi inform Rafe about his visit. He went on to say that he had a tip on the origins of Lady Whistleblower that may blow the gossip columnist out of the water. The two drank to Lady Whistleblower's demise after Javi welcomed Leo inside for coffee. Javi claimed that he shared Leo's interest in identifying the columnist, not only for his personal justification, but also because Lady Whistleblower had appeared to enjoy injuring Leo. After everything that had transpired between them, Leo was moved by Javi's consideration for his sentiments. Shortly after, Leo received a text from Abe asking about his exit strategy for the role of Faith. Leo grumbled about the short notice required to draft the exit. Javi apologized to Leo for his lack of discretion and casually said that Carrie had spent the night. Even though Leo didn't have a romantic life at the moment, he reassured Javi that since they were friends, it was acceptable to discuss their love lives. He expressed his happiness that Javi had found a partner. Leo said Javi a fond farewell before heading back to work. But when Javi headed toward the kitchen, Leo noticed the words I heart Rochester written on the back of his sweatshirt. Leo later barged into his flat and scolded himself for once again falling for Javi's falsehoods. Abe called him and wanted to know how Rafe's trip to Rochester was going. Leo said there was no need for the trip anymore. He was aware of Lady Whistleblower's identity. Admire Days, B&B, General Hospital, or other soap operas. Participate in the discussion on our SC boards. To interact with fans and start a conversation right away, click here. With coffee in hand, Gabby and Carrie walked around Horton Town Square. The two discussed Javi's enthusiasm about organizing Rafe and Jada's wedding. One of the things Carrie loved most about Javi, he said, was his enthusiasm. Carrie and Javi appeared to be getting closer by the day, according to Gabby. Carrie was preoccupied, and Gabby pondered whether a butt was on the horizon. Carrie deadpanned, more like an ass named Leo Stark. Carrie informed Gabby that Javi was open to forgiving Leo and re-establishing their friendship as they sat at a table. Particularly after Carrie admitted that he was concerned about Leo coercing Javi back into a relationship, Gabby became enraged. Over my corpse, Gabby growled. Gabby gave Carrie an update on Leo's attempt to ruin Will and Sunny's romance. She wanted Leo away from her family forever. Javi and Carrie decided to support one another in chasing Leo away. To the former gossip columnist disappearing from their life forever, they raised a toast. Carrie contacted Javi after Gabby departed, and the two engaged in a flirtatious phone conversation. Javi expressed gratitude to Carrie for giving him the hoodie. Philip called Kate in the Titan executive office to worry that Sarah had told Xander everything. He thought Xander would shoot me dead as soon as he entered the room. At that moment, Xander came into the office. Philip said, "It was nice knowing you, Mom," as he hung up. He watched tensely as Xander went to the desk and dug through his bag. Philip stiffened when Xander said he had something for him. To Philip's surprise, Xander produced a bag of croissants from the bakery. Philip questioned whether it was poisoned when he gave it to him. Declaring the food a peace offering, Xander grinned. After speaking with Maggie, Xander informed Philip that, in accordance with Victor's desires, he should collaborate with Philip. Xander reasoned that Victor wouldn't have written the letter if he didn't believe in Philip. Hesitantly, Philip asked Xander if that was all he had wanted to talk about. When Xander entered the room and asked Philip if he had missed anything, he thought about his nervous manner. Philip quickly came up with the pretext that he had been concerned about Xander's reaction to his rejection of his plan to take over Mara. Philip was reassured by Xander that he wouldn't fly into a psychotic rage over a simple business dispute. Xander also acknowledged that Sarah had supported Philip's rejection of the takeover proposal. She was the one person he thought could always bring reason to his mind. He pushed Philip to agree to a genuine, equal collaboration with him, free of backstabbing and plotting. Philip stated that he had to confess something he sincerely regretted before he could accept. He explained that he hadn't personally done anything. Philip expressed regret on Victor's behalf for his mistreatment of Xander throughout the years as well as for keeping the truth about Xander's parentage a secret. It wasn't easy for Philip too, despite Xander's belief that he had the ideal childhood. Since Victor had been absent for a significant amount of Philip's early years, he attempted to make up for it by taking charge of every area of Philip's life. Philip had consistently let his father down, despite Victor's best efforts to shape him into his own image. Because Victor saw so much of himself in Xander, Philip thought that was why he had been so harsh with him. Philip believed that the CEO role was his final opportunity to uphold Victor's legacy and prove himself to his father, who he believed was still keeping an eye on him. Xander acknowledged that he shared the same sentiments. What may have happened if Philip had known Xander was his brother all along? After removing the croissant from the bag, he proposed that they break bread together and gave Xander half of it. The brothers ate their peace offering after Xander tore off a piece of the bread. Xander and Philip were named co-CEOs, according to a newspaper item Stephanie read at her flat. Philip had no claim to the title, she told herself. Abe wanted to send Rafe to Rochester to find Lady Whistleblower, so he called Stephanie and told her about Leo. Stephanie questioned why Paulina, rather than Leo, was paying for the trip after hanging up the phone. Afterwards, Stephanie invited Sarah to stay at her house. Stephanie wanted to know every detail of Xander's reaction to Sarah telling him the truth. Sarah reluctantly acknowledged not telling Xander. Stephanie was baffled as to why. Sarah clarified that she had initially spoken with Philip. Philip had presented a strong argument that Victor would have liked Titan to be run by both of his sons. Sarah could also identify with Philip's battles with mental illness. He shouldn't be punished for such struggles, in her opinion. Sarah's willingness to lie to Xander for as long as she wanted shocked Stephanie. Sarah said that she hadn't made the choice primarily out of pity for Philip. Sarah was similarly concerned about Xander's potential use of Titan's unchecked power. She gave Stephanie an update on Xander's scheme to seize control of Demera Enterprises. Stephanie acknowledged that the proposal most likely would have rekindled the risky conflict between the two families. Sarah went on to say that she was worried about Xander's potential outbursts, particularly in light of his recent personal struggles. Since Stephanie would also have to keep quiet, Sarah was interested in her thoughts on keeping the secret. Stephanie acknowledged that she would feel like an accomplice to Philip if she remained silent. However, she also did not want to be held accountable for Philip's incarceration or worse. She consented to keep the secret and honor Sarah's desires as Xander's wife. Sarah thanked Stephanie, who advised her to think about the consequences of not telling Xander the truth in the long run. She raised the possibility of what would occur if the truth were ever revealed. With a sigh, Sarah answered, "I'll have to take a chance." When Sarah later got to the Titan office, she discovered Philip by himself. She clarified that she had not informed Xander, but she had issued a warning that the arrangement would be terminated if Philip attempted to discredit or conspire against Xander. Sarah was thanked by Philip, who stated he owed her. At that moment, Xander returned to the office and asked Philip what he owed Sarah. According to Sarah, Philip had expressed gratitude to her for trying to mend the rift between him and Xander. Sarah went on to say that she believed the brothers' collaboration may succeed. Xander said that he agreed, even if he couldn't believe it. The three of them grinned as Philip offered his own hope.